Rotated seams, you know, In the Image Clothing Company's rotated seam modification. Another one of the free modifications we give of the many in clothing that's just needed. We just give modifications that are needed. You buy a clothing design from someone and it just doesn't work the only way your body does, your body will be damaged, you know. So things like zippers, you know, In the Image Clothing Company's pant zipper modification, or just anywhere there's zippers in clothing, if there's modifications needing to be done. Like I'm saying, a lot of little tiny things in the body can become huge things. Even things like keeping short sleeves short. Well, I said that, but what I mean is shoelaces short. The importance of short shoelaces. That's the video's title under In the Image Clothing Company's main site here. You notice in these Zero Shoes branded Ridgeway model boots, no affiliation with them, right? As of this video, at least, on the 10th of May, 2026, from In the Image Clothing Company. Maybe one day, but anyway, no matter what shoes it is, keeping the short sleeves, I said short sleeves again, that's huge. Keeping short sleeves short and even. Okay, the importance of even short sleeves as well. But shoelaces, keeping them short so that we can have our feet just right next to each other without the shoelace hitting the other foot as we walk. Because that'll damage our bodies. You know, if there's a gap between our legs, then the knee just can't track in line right next to the other leg. It'll have to move off to the side, and now we just go into external rotation and an anterior rotation of the pelvis and an excessive curve in the spine and the knee and the whole body up to the jaw, stabilizing the entire body. The tip of the head, the tips of the fingers, the entire body will be damaged if the shoelaces are too long and it's hitting your other foot as you walk. But the point is, for this video's title, truly, yeah, right, keeping the elbow joint and the knee joint tracking in line, the 10th of May 2026, In the Image Clothing Company's main side, yes, yes, and a third, yes, right, you just got too long of shoelaces and your feet will stick apart from each other, and now you're not going to have your knees tracking in line. They're going to go across your body like this, unless you just take your pelvis and rotate it to compensate instead, just because the way the femurs come up and into the hips. You know, you can either have external rotation at your feet and a neutral pelvis, or an anterior rotated pelvis and feet pointing forward. Really, actually, if they're not both working. One has to compensate for the other, like I'm saying, the bottom end or the top end of the knee. Just because you've got too long shoelaces, you just can't have your feet go right next to each other as you walk to allow that knee joint to track in line. The feet will try to clear the shoelace, but now you're going to have an external rotation happen from the foot to the knee and those two bones in the lower leg, the tibia and the fibula, and now you just can't walk with your feet crossing your body unless you change your pelvis too to just make room for your feet to clear each other by rotating the pelvis down in the front and up in the rear. An anterior rotation of the pelvis just kind of allows you to have your feet go next to each other while they're pointing out. Otherwise, if the pelvis was neutral, the feet would literally just hit the legs. If the feet point out into external rotation, just trying to clear the excess room that's needed from too long of shoelaces, the arches in the feet, they grip inward, starting from the outside, like I'm saying, opposing the center line of the human being and keeping us vertical on Earth's vertical gravity pull. But they grip in and really right to each other to open up the whole body with these different length 5 toes, from the toes up to the top of the femurs, coming in to the acetabulum of the hip, right? The top of the upper leg bone, it comes up and in a little bit to the center line of the body. And so if our shoelaces are just too long, as one of the things in clothing that'll damage your body, holy cow, In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 10th of May 2026, this video's title, right? Really the title is, and this is correlating with it, keeping the elbow joint and the knee joint tracking in line. Well, yeah, spoken by me, Evan Strong, the founder of In the Image Clothing Company. Something this small is huge. Just having short enough shoelaces that when you're walking, you can just keep your knee joint tracking in line, and you don't have to try to clear your shoelaces. The feet arches will collapse, pronate down, point outward, just because there's different length 5 toes that need to grip inward, and they get closer together as they do this. Yep, right, so Anyway, and then what I just said a couple minutes ago there will happen. Yeah. But the point is, you'll just change the way the knee bends, and it'll bend across the body if the knee can't just be straight down from the top of the femur, with that slight outward curvature from the different length 5 toes up to the hips, just in the shape and length of the bones of the body. This is weird. It's weird for me. I mean, I'm just saying this stuff like it's casual, but this is this is eternal truth. It's permanent. It's universal. Within the universal human design, there's only one way it works. Anyone who's ever wearing shoes, yeah, just too long of shoelaces are gonna change the way your knee tracks, and it's not gonna track in line. It's gonna go across your body, but you'll hit your legs into each other, so then it travels up to the upper end of the knee. And the pelvis compensates too. It's just the way the femur comes up and into the hip. It comes up and inward toward the center line of the body, so when we anteriorly rotate the pelvis, lower in the front and higher in the rear, it kind of like makes room between the feet if the arches of the feet can't grip. It's just how it is, and I could explain that more thoroughly, but that's great for context for this video on the 10th of May 2026.